Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're going to be doing a DC character spotlight on none other than Adrian Chase, aka the Vigilante. Now, for those of you who don't know, Vigilante is the friend of Peacemaker, and we've seen him in both season 1 and season 2 of Peacemaker so far. But the comic books show a different story. So let us get right into it. Adrian Chase is a New York City district attorney working in partnership with the resident superhero team, the Teen Titans. His wife, Doris Chase, and their two children are killed by a bomb meant for Adrian, planted at the direction of the mob boss, Anthony Scorpelli. I think is how you pronounce it. Shortly afterwards, Chase is approached at his wife's grave by a hooded woman named Lynn. In an origin story that he related to his associates J.J. Davis and Terry Gomez, Chase claimed that Lynn drove him west in a van and forced him to walk for 4 days through the desert. In a cavern underneath the desert sands, he was greeted by three spirits, victims of evil who were not content to gracefully die. They were named Bloody Knee, Chaka, and Chastity. Chase spent 6 months with them, enduring incredible physical and spiritual trials. He emerged with new powers and a new sense of purpose to seek justice his own way as the anti hero vigilante. One of his quotes is, I go after those proven guilty of crimes who then released because of some stupid technicality. Chase was initially shown as taking pains to make sure that he does not kill his enemies, and would regularly not use lethal weapons to disable his opponents. Throughout the vigilante anti-series, Chase is tormented over the justice of his actions and the pain brought to others. Chase flirted with abandoning his identity as vigilante after he severely beat an ex-con who turned out to be innocent after all. Eventually, he does abandon his identity as vigilante, believing that he could be more effective and happier as a judge. But during his absence, the vigilante identity was assumed by his two of his friends, a fellow judge, Alan Wells, and then bailiff, Dave Winston, respectively, without his knowledge. After Wells kills a police officer and Winston dies at the hands of Peacemaker, Chase once again assumes the vigilante role, believing it is the only way to protect his loved ones. However, his experiences with Wells and Winston have damaged his fragile psyche beyond repair, causing him to adapt a more vicious tactic in his war on crime. Seeking revenge on Peacemaker, the out of shape Adrian gets beaten in a fight and unmasked on live television, thereby ending Chase's secret identity and forcing him even further into the vigilante role. Eventually, Chase becomes more conflicted over the violence he engages in and the harm that it causes those around him. He also becomes increasingly mentally unstable, I'm sorry, alternating between bouts of enraged violence, paranoia, and terrible remorse for his actions. Oh, I can't even speak today. Even resorting to murdering innocent police officers who get in his way. His mounting guilt causes him to contemplate the course of his life and then unfortunately commits suicide. Chase has remained dead since being killed off and never been resurrected. He's appeared in the Day of Judgment limited series as one of the dead heroes in Purgatory. Chase and the other heroes run interference battling the Guardians of the Realm so the other living heroes can escape with the soul of Hal Jordan. Chase's death remains continuity even after the New 52 reboot and even the DC Rebirth relaunch, which altered the continuity of the DC Comics universe. However, it is stated that he has been judge rather than ever being a district attorney. So let's talk about his powers and abilities. As Vigilante, Adrian is a superb hand-to-hand combatant and a brilliant marksman. He also possesses the ability to heal quickly and regenerate his body from injuries as serious as stabbings and gunshot wounds, although he is capable of dying if those injuries are severe enough. So one of the things that throws me off are there are variants of Adrian Chase that appear in Arrow, which I think that I find to be interesting. In Earth One, it's an alias of Simon Morrison, aka Prometheus. And then there's a doppelganger of Chase that appears as the Hood, which I think is interesting. And then obviously we have Adrian Chase, who is in Peacemaker. He is in both seasons, and he is much more on the violent side. However, he's never been a lawyer in that one at all. I don't know what he is in the Arrow universe too much, but I do know definitely in Vigilante. I mean, sorry, in Peacemaker, he is definitely not a lawyer at any time. However, he is a busboy as well. But I wanted to do this because when I started reading it, well, one, I was trying to find somebody to do, let's be honest. But the big thing I was trying to find was a character in general of like we think we know, and then the comics is completely different. And this was actually it. So this was the big one for me where he is complete, well, I shouldn't say he's completely different because he's not, but he's definitely, there's some big differences between as him in the comics versus him in Peacemaker. But let me know what you guys thought about this character spotlight down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if there's a character you'd like me to do, please let me know in the comments down below. And make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.